everybody. Friday tea time, or more accurately, Friday beer time. Got the wrong beer today. I do our grocery shopping online, and what I ordered was a couple of cans, alright, get off my case, of Brooklyn IPA. But when they come to deliver it, they didn't have any. And what they've delivered instead is Brooklyn Lager. Now, you know my position on lager. There are some nice lagers out there, but they are very definitely in the majority. In the minority. And the safe default position is that beer should be brown, not yellow. So, what have we got? 5.2% alcohol by volume. Odd size bottle, 355ml. And this is brewed in New York, as you would hope, given that it's called Brooklyn Lager. And that's about it. Oh, here we go. Brooklyn Lager is a direct descendant of the pre-prohibition favourite Vienna Lager style, displaying a firm malt centre supported by refreshing bitterness and a floral, dry hopped aroma. A true American original. Blah blah blah. So, 330ml. Doesn't fill a pint pot, not much of a head. We've got another one. See if we can liven it up a bit. Right, so at least now it looks like a pint of beer. Not as pale as I was expecting for lager. Doesn't smell of much. Faintly beery. That's an odd one. It is very citrusy, and the maltiness comes through after a little while, and there's a definite hoppy, bitter edge to the finish. And this might sound daft, but all the front of the flavour's missing. There's no immediate beer taste. Not unpleasant though. And this has been in the fridge, so it's quite refreshingly chilled. Odd. I've had worse. So, today's business, as the title suggests, is box 10 of my collection. I've not done a knife collection video for a while, so I thought we'd pick up that series, looking at one storage box per video. Since I made the last one, the collection's been rearranged and reordered quite a bit, so you might see stuff in box 10 that you've seen in earlier boxes, but well, we'll crack on anyway. Box 10 of my collection. Okay, so box 10. We'll start, I think, at what should be top right for you, which is this little Mazarin. Very simple knife, as most of these are. Single blade, slip joint, drop point, stainless steel blade, made in Italy. I think the scales are olive. 2 brass liners, polished steel back spring. Very simple working knife. And here we have the first of 3 knives in this box from MAM Filmam in Portugal. This is the Operario. Again, a simple single blade drop point. These knives are quite interesting. They have a very thin blade, flat ground, and a solid wood handle, much like the Opinels. But the locking mechanism is more like a liner lock. So that's a very nice slicey blade. Then we have an Opinel, a number 10. My favourites from the Opinels are the number 10, a nice big one to have in your bag, and a number 6, which I think is a good pocket size. So here we have the number 10 with the locking collar. Blade's looking a bit grotty actually. Oh, I know what that was. I bought some camellia oil from an aromatherapy supplier, and it turned out it's not the same variety of camellia as you get from Niwaki, the Japanese retailer, well, UK based retailer of Japanese products, and it's left this horrible thick film, so I'll have to clean that off and go back to the proper oil. So nice big Opinel number 10. Let's just check we're still in focus. Next up we've got the knob knife. Now the knob knife started life as a Svord Peasant, and what I ended up doing was I made a new handle out of a single piece of yew, and I cleaned the black coating off the blade. So it now looks quite a bit different. I think it's fairly obvious why I call it the knob knife. But these Svord Peasant blades are extremely good. For all the handles are a bit ropey, and I think they've improved since I first bought them, because when I first bought them the handles were very rough and just varnished. But I think they oil them now. They certainly sand them better. So that's the knob knife. Second of the 3 from MAM Filmam in Portugal. This is the Iberica Grande. Nice snap on that one. Bit bigger, more curvy handle, swoopy blade, but again a thin blade, and the locking mechanism is that short liner lock style bar. These do take a very good edge. Nice stainless steel. Can't remember if they declare what the steel is, to be honest. It's nothing particularly special. Now the next 2, we need to discuss these together. I bought these from a German retailer on Amazon Marketplace, and the brand is Maestri Coltelli, suggesting that they may be of Italian origin perhaps, but I couldn't find anything at all about these, and I came to the conclusion that they're probably either made for that company. They were a big hardware DIY equipment hire firm, or there's some importer just ships them in from China and they happen to get a couple of boxes. This is the more interesting of the 2. We look at the blade shape. Big deep belly, clip point, solid wood handle, and it's nice wood as well. Seems to be a little bit perhaps walnutty. And then we've got the brushed steel collars front and back. But the problem is, this is entirely a friction folder. There's no spring at all, and there isn't a great deal of friction, which means you have to be very careful actually using that one. whereas the other blade from the same brand does have a back spring. So we've got a proper slip joint, we've got brass rivets and collars, hollow ground to half height, clip point on the, swedge on the clip point, and as you can see there we've got a half stop. Half stops are good. So this one's actually quite usable. Feel a lot more confident because of the slip joint. Ooh. Except it's completely blunt. I'd forgotten that actually. So, seems I never got round to putting an edge on that one. So it would be usable if I remembered to sharpen it. Next we've got quite a nice one. This is a Salamandra. Another slip joint. Quite a strong spring on this. Nicely flush along the back, a little bit of detailing. Little lanyard ring. Olive wood scales. Decorative pivot. Much more figuring on this side. But a nice graceful shape. We've got the logo laser etched in there, and underneath it says Molybdeno Vanadium because it's chrome moly steel. Let's see if this one will cut. That's better. More what we like. So, Salamandra. No half stop on that one, but never mind. Then we've got one that everybody should know. It's an Otter Messer, and this is the anchor knife. Slip joint, steel liners, steel spring, steel bolsters, carbon steel blade, quite a chunky sheep's foot shape, steel pins there and there, a brass pin there. We've got the brass anchor inset. That's a good working knife. Good, robust, very strong spring. So I think you ought to feel quite comfortable getting stuck in and getting some jobs done with that one. And then finally for box 10, the most recent of the MAM knives. Here we've got, I can't remember what this one's called, it might have been called a Hunter. We don't have the logo on the handle this time, but we do have a piece of leather thong through the lanyard hole. Other than that, it's very similar to the others. Something of a combination of the two handle shapes, basically square back, but with some contouring underneath. Drop point blade, clip point blade, swooping up, very thin, and the same short liner lock style blade lock. And these MAM knives are nice knives. They do take a good edge. That cuts the paper really smoothly, as do the others. So that is box 10 of my collection. Tuck that under there. So, hope you found that interesting. Thanks for watching.